Hello and welcome to Don't Evolve Me, the place like Ash, Customs, Pikachu. We don't evolve. We just level up here with Don, McNuggies, Johnson. Hello.
Eventually, I will come back to Don McDougie's when I have better internet.
True. Here today to review or give a fresh takes. Get your fresh takes here for Andor
Cakes,
Season 2,
Andor,
Arc
two,
2,
four,
Season
yeah, Arc
2,
2, 4, 5,
Episode
6.
4. Yeah, 4, 5, 6. I don't. They really should just like label it as arcs in like Chapter 1, Chapter 2, Chapter 3. It would be so
Yeah,
much
I think they
easier.
should. The 3 episode thing is so weird because you have to wait. It says next episode, then you like recap. You're like,
Mm-hmm.
what the? I'm just been watching these all three in a row. I wonder if they're doing it to see if people just binge watch all three, or if they take it
One by
slowly.
maybe.
No one, no one does it not watch binge watch Andor. It's not like you watch one episode and go like, okay, hold on, because I need to understand a little more about the first one. So you
Mm.
watch the second one, and you watch the third one. And you're like, all right, let's go back and watch the first one.
This was very much made with arcs in mind. It's like the same director per arc. I just wish they would just label it correctly because I don't mind the 3 episodes. It kind of sucks that from a podcasting standpoint, especially with like I have another show to do it on top of this with Last of Us, so it makes it hard for me because there's a lot to watch. But I don't mind like the 3 episodes for, like release. It's kind of nice
Yeah,
because like the show is kind of set up like this. It's the adult live action Clone Wars type of style of writing.
yeah. The 3 episodes are kind of nice. I will tell you, it's not like a 35-minute episode. You know, when you're watching Disney Plus and they reach a 25-minute Marvel episode, you're like, oh, that was
Yeah,
fantastic.
and it's just
You actually get to schedule time of your day out of it. Just like, all right, Tuesday night, I'm watching Andor for
it's almost like
before I go to bed.
it's like a movie per week,
Yep.
more or less. Like sometimes it's like a 2 to 3 hour movie. Sometimes it's only like an hour and a half to 2 hours, which is both are rather nice. All right, so we're here to talk episode 4 through 5. Episode 4, Ever Been to Gorman. Episode 5, I Have Friends Everywhere. And episode 6, What a Festive Evening. We're going to talk what happened, going through piece by piece what happened in each episode. And then we're going to ask questions about it. And that's more or less what we're going to do. And then, of course, our ratings. Most valuable character, most valuable villain, most valuable performer, NPC, MPV, MVP, and our ratings. All right, what happened? Episode 4, Ever Been to Gorman. 1 year later, we get another time skip. This is what's going to be happening pretty much every arc. 1 year later, after Minaru, Andor and Bix are now active agents for Luthen on Coruscant. They are in the middle. They are in the hearts of the
Yes.
Empire. And I remember
Living in their own apartment life.
And Bix is just like, you know what? Why don't we just buy some nice stuff, make it nice because we've been here for a while. It's like home already. Bix is still having nightmares of Gorst, her Empire torturer, on Gorman. The Empire is building an armory in secret.
So you still say it's an armory? So we got a question about that armory
Yeah.
yet, if it's actually an armory or if it's something else. Because remember, that was all planned by the
Mhm.
Empire for them to catch that weapon, and I feel like they're going to build something different, or bigger.
It's an
Drill, baby, drill.
armory. Drill, baby, drill. All right,
Yeah.
Cyril is on Gorman now in a position of power against his mother's wishes. Cyril pretends to be sympathetic to the rebel cause and is then recruited by Gorman rebels. With new information about the Empire, Luthen sends Cassian to Gorman to assess their efforts of the said Gorman rebels.
What Cassian? I thought it was Varian. It's guy.
Wilman is then tasked.
Wasn't it?
Huh? No, he sends.
Wasn't it Varian Sky? Yeah, Cassian.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Marion Sky.
Man. He said Varian Sky. Yeah.
Wilman is tasked with teaching Pluty for Saw Gerrera. And then Mon Mothma fails to kill a bill, which gives the ISB ultimate power. She runs off stage, defeated. And that's pretty much all the brass strokes of Ever Been to Gorman, episode 4.
Yeah,
Any
that's pretty much what happened.
any
I have a
thoughts?
couple thoughts.
All right. Any
My first thought, I didn't, I did like the start of Vix's story.
mhm.
I know she has a lot of trauma and stuff like that, but like they showed no hints of her trauma too much on the first mini arc,
Right.
and now she's got like super traumatized Bix. Maybe because we didn't see that much of Bix in like the night style or sleeping style. So I thought that was a little bit weird of a shift for her character,
I didn't think it was
considering
that.
what just happened with the rape stuff. But I thought it was kind of weird.
I didn't think it was that weird. I thought it was pretty much on play for arc one because she was also having nightmares during.
She had some nightmares, but yeah, she went
It wasn't
full
as
force into
prominent.
it.
Wasn't as prominent.
And then you forgot Luthen trying to recruit her to do a mission.
Oh
That was
yeah,
episode 1, wasn't it?
yeah. That was episode. Wait, no, that's episode 2,
I was
isn't
like,
it?
man, I don't know the episodes. It's all one. It's an arc 2. Right?
It's happened in arc 2. I thought it was in episode 2. Yeah, a lot of it blends.
It might have been 2. Maybe it's 1. Who knows? But yeah, I think that was important.
You're saying
after
should we just move on to episode 5?
Cassian left. No, because Cassian's Varian Sky character.
Mm.
Oh,
That was a
man, he played a good little designer.
mm-hmm.
I was like, dang, he pulled that off really, really well. Like he's almost like the pro leader in his smarts and knowledge, which we'll get to, I think, more in episode 5. Man,
He's like
I see
he's learning a lot like
that
Luthen,
leadership role.
the performing aspect of it. He's really playing up the deceptive, the performer. I don't know. It was cool. It was a cool side to see. It's like, oh, Cassian like is this quiet, very like he would rather just be in the corners, sneaking his way around. But then you see him like actively performing. He's like, okay, he's definitely learned from Luthen over these years.
Yeah, he's definitely learned and been a good understudy and that beacon of light that flashes to let him know, like, all right, your mission's here.
Mm-hmm.
That was a neat touch.
It was cool.
Yeah,
All right.
light the torch.
Episode 5, I Have Friends Everywhere. Clay learns that Skulldon intends to search his gallery room after one of his pieces turned out to be forgery. Threatening to expose a bug she planted in a room and forcing her to extract it during his upcoming investure party. This is the part. Okay, this is I usually write my own, but this little like piece I did just copy and paste from Wikipedia. And yeah, I don't know why. I was just lazy in this little piece. The rest I wrote. Continuing on, Cassian connects to the rebels and learns that they plan to steal weapons shipment for said armory. Cassian deems them unprepared and rejects their plan, much to their dismay. Cyril reports to his girlfriend about the heist, Daedra. Luthen asks Bix to do an assignment. Empire lets it happen to empower the rebels. Saw kills Pluty because he's a traitor, and Wilman is now in on the heist.
Yeah, I have so many questions about this episode because I think it's actually really good. I think this plays Cassian off really, really intelligently.
Yeah.
Like the plan, like, okay, I am deep in with the Empire in their state of mind almost. Because he's like, all right, they are definitely feeding you something. And then you find out right away that, yep, with Deidre and stuff in that room, that he was almost a secret spy for that region. And they're definitely feeding them some shit. And you're like, oh, shit, Cassian spot on the nose.
Yep.
He says, definitely don't do it. This is a dumb idea. It's going to harm us more than it's going to help us. Just don't do it. All right, I'm out of here. I'm out. I can't help him.
Yeah.
Makes the logical thought through every single situation was like, no thank you, even though they had a decent idea. And then Luthen just comes in and says, nope, you're being replaced. We're going to do it.
Yeah.
Something else, basically.
Luthen's
like,
more...
Oh, shit.
And you're learning that, and Cassian's just like, no, this isn't the play. This is what you taught me. He's like, yeah, well, times changed. We got to do it now.
He's almost he's cracking under pressure, I swear.
He's getting desperate.
He's cracking.
He's making moves
desperate, yeah.
of low probable moves. But
he's getting hungry, and Andor's like...
Well, I think it's about the probability, right? Like, hey, this is a low probable thing. This is something this is high risk. And, once you get a little bit more desperate, the high risk stakes, hey, this probably is going to blow up, but we really need to make a move right now. And Luthen's getting to that point. Why is he getting to that point? I think we all know what it leads up to. I'm pretty sure we know what.
I think it's because of the vote.
Huh?
Like the vote, basically, that gave the Empire all the power.
Oh, right.
Like, oh shit, right? That's my thought. So he feels the pressure of that voting scenario, what's going to happen.
Like,
Especially he lives in that political world, so
yeah, I mean they're going full. I mean the Empire is going full fascism, much where they were episode 4, episode 5, episode 6, not for the show, but for like the movies. Ironically enough, I guess I'm gonna save this for a question because I have one big one. I'm gonna write it
check.
now. All right,
We'll save it. Doesn't forget it.
I wrote it down. So I'm like, I don't think I wrote this one down. All right,
The
episode
cleverness,
6.
though, of the Empire. Okay, we'll get to that cleverness of the Empire.
Yeah,
It's like new.
I love the chess match between the Empire and the Rebels. Just the whole, you know what? We're gonna empower them. We're gonna make them feel strong. We're gonna see what they got. We're gonna feed information, and not only we're gonna feed them information, we're gonna manipulate the person that we're feeding the information to. We're gonna, like
Exactly. We're going to
also
crush them where it hurts. Ooh.
play with their food before they eat it.
Yep.
Like more or less what that is. Episode 6. What a festive ending. Cassian learns of Luthen's visits to Bix after, Cassian comes back and is like, Luthen's a little off. Yeah, you tell me about it. He visited me. Wanted me to do a mission, then said never mind. Cassian, pissed off about this, breaks protocol and confronts Luthen at a store about Bix and says the rebels will fail. Luthen calls him short-sighted.
Not wrong. In a way. But also, Luthen, I don't think is wrong in that situation either because he was stuck on Bix getting healthy and protecting so many things. That's one thing that he was breaking his mission for. So that little conversation piece, I think, was pretty huge in the development of the characters.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, you need to be a little bit more pushy to your own team and your own people. You can't always protect basically their feelings.
Yeah.
The part that happens right after that, ooh, Luthen's mission, we assume his mission was, the light was speaking in for, kill the guy. Or I think.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that confirmed that was a mission, but I assume that was the last mission at the end.
Yeah. All right. So Luthen replaces Cassian, sends Val and Cinta on the mission. Val and Cinta rekindle the relationship, simplify the plan. So, yeah, they simplify the plan. They're like, these people are. It can be executed. These people aren't that dumb or that bright. They're not really that prepared. So we're going to simplify it so less things can go wrong, which makes sense. The heist is successful, but then
except
for one important piece, they made rule only 2 people with blasters. No one else with blasters should be there, except someone brings a blaster when some civilian was where they weren't supposed to be. The blaster is used to threaten, intimidate, goes off, bounces, ricochets, and Cinta is accidentally killed. And Val just looks with it like
defeated,
not much,
demoralized, and just completely demoralizes the other person. I was like, I don't know. Which shows me not very good leadership style.
No, definitely not.
She did not handle that.
Mm-mm.
Yikes.
Val or the other one? Oh, she froze. She completely just froze in the moment.
But then she treated the worker, which what I call him, person helper dude.
Mm-hmm.
He just completely goes off on him because it wasn't part of the plan and whatnot. Didn't account for any of that little subjectivity to it all, and just makes him feel like a good pile of trash. Basically,
I mean, kind of deserved a little bit. Like, yo, you broke our one rule and my loved one dies? Like, because you didn't follow a rule? Like,
deserved, but at the same time, as a leader, right? I mean, that's what she was promoted to be. That's why I thought it was a neat scenario. As a leader, I mean, she broke pretty heavy. Has that leadership quality capability that Luthen was talking about it in season 1,
Mm-hmm.
to where like this is why you took this. This is why you wanted to be that leader. You wanted this leadership time. How she wanted it
Mm-hmm.
all. Like this shows a big gaping crack in her leadership, which I thought was a new thing, and I'm wondering why they kind of took that approach rather than just had her just be quiet or anything like that. So I'm curious to what they're going with that, but I'll leave that to questions later.
Yeah,
You know what I'm talking about? Crazy.
a little
Cool.
bit.
Although
All right.
Cassian and Bix being badass motherfuckers.
Oh, we'll get to it. All right. At the party, Krennic and Mothma debate publicly. Clea extracts her bug from the party, and Bix and Cassian, they kind of have a badass moment. Go to find Gorse, torture, then kills him in the device that he used to torture Bix. And that is what happens on Andor
And you see the
Season
closing
2,
scene.
Arc 2. Am I missing a closing scene? Fill me in.
No,
Fill me
no,
in
I
on what I
think that's it.
missed.
Think that's pretty much everything. And the seduction of the weird seduction of the one dude I think is presumably gay. I thought that was interesting, but it
Yeah.
works. I'll allow it.
There's there's a lot in this show where like just a lot of like small detail moments where you don't think it's going to be important, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be important in the grand scheme of things, at least character wise. But yeah, I
Yes.
will say Andor makes me feel stupid a lot of times because it's one of those shows where like it seems like nothing is happening a lot of times when you watch it, and for me it's hard to pay attention. And then I realize so much happened when I actually hyper focus and watch it. I sit there and I'm like, holy shit, there is a lot of details in like every single one of these
Yeah.
scenes.
ADHD brain goes
It
off
it,
and you
it
watch it again and again.
it's like squirrel, squirrel, squirrel. Not like not a lot happening, but like when you actually sit down and pay attention, there's like no, there is a lot happening with Andor. It's one of those shows where I have to watch it a lot to fully comprehend what the fuck is going
Yeah, it's
on.
definitely not a show you can watch you like TikToks at the same time you're watching the show or just casually do something. Yeah,
Hmm.
you have to watch it.
No, you do, which is why I watched it like three or
Brings up
four
my
times.
That's my first question for you.
Oh, go for it.
The ending. The ending of the show. Did you
Hmm.
feel what did you feel? Did you feel like empowered? Did you feel what did
Ooh,
it make you feel at the end when they got that doctor and they just walked away all that badass like?
I mean that was a pretty badass moment. It is very empowering. Like it's the one thing you wish you could do for your tormentor, your abuser, like that. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna find this person. I'm gonna, eye for an eye, do what they did to me, and then just kill them at the end. Like there's an empowerment movement to it. It almost went too quickly because it's just like, oh, we're gonna go after this guy now. It's like, wait, what? He was not part of any
I
of this
thought it
arc.
was I thought it was neat. I mean, I felt definitely empowered by like Cassian and Bix. They gave me that feeling like, yeah, I'm gonna follow these people. These people are amazing, you know?
Mm,
And then you think the other people in this grand scheme of things, you look at Luthen and this debate with Mon Mothma, and you look at Val and what just happened over there and how she had that leadership style. But then you saw that team come in and do that and just walk away all badass. Like I was like, I trust that fucking team. I'm
yeah, oh
following
yeah.
you. I'm following you. It's pretty much what I thought. The leadership style came in just like that, and they were showing you like these are the people that are going to get it done, which we all know, of course, how Cassian's life ends. So
Mm.
I think that's kind of what they're hinting at. Like this
I
is the guy that's going to truly get it done.
Yeah, I mean, like
With
that is. I mean, we all know where the story goes, so this isn't really spoilers. And I guess 20 minutes in, we haven't said,
yeah,
"Hey, we're talking spoilers," but um, we
that's by the
know
way, spoiler alerts.
we know where Andor goes. We know that he ends up in Rogue One, and more or less, he is the guy that gets it done in that movie. And we see, like, yeah, we see his skills building. Like, this, you're feeling tortured. He's here on Coruscant. Like, we're gonna get shit done. We're gonna kill him. So my question is, I mean, side question before I get into my main question: is that like the worst way to fucking die?
That's pretty terrible.
Like, I mean,
Torture? Oh gosh.
and they like mercy killed him by blowing him up.
Yep.
But like, just
He did a little
imagine,
bit of torture, and then like boom.
Just imagine though, like that whole like, hey, you're gonna die, but before you die, you're gonna be tortured for hours upon hours upon hours on end until someone finds you, and this will probably kill you. Like that would be just horrific. Like that's hell within itself. And then at the end, they do mercy
Yeah,
kill him with the bomb.
yeah. But you basically give him and think of the time it took him to get out of there. You know,
Hmm.
basically your last hour of life is nothing but pure torturally hell, and you get blown up to death. Oh, God.
So here's my real question: will Bix be fixed now, or is this one of
No,
those she's still going to be tortured, and the story's going to be similar to kind of like The Last of Us Part Two?
I think she's still going to be tortured.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be a torture part of her. At one point, Cassian's going to recognize that the torture is almost too much. And I think Cassian then decides to do. I mean, that makes a lot of sense. The heartbreak that Cassian would have to decide, you know, maybe Bix shouldn't be involved in this, and
Yeah.
they just get her a safe place and call it good.
I
That's what I think is going to
I mean,
happen. Yes, the mission and sacrifice his love for the greater good.
mm,
That's what it sounds like they're building up to, but I don't know.
ooh. I mean, that's another question I haven't thought of. What happens to Bix at the end of the season? Because she's not in Rogue One. So she disappears. She's gone out of the story somehow.
Yeah, I'm either thinking that she dies, she gets caught, or she just goes to a safe place and Cassian just tells her, you know,
This is kind.
you can't do this. Like,
Mhm.
this mission,
This.
it's not in for you.
Have you watched?
You're not the right person.
Have you ever watched Better Call Saul?
Yeah,
This is like the Kim Wexler problem. What happens to Kim Wexler? We know that like Cassian is in Rogue One. We know where the story goes. We know how it ends. But we don't know what happens to Bix.
yeah, yeah, exactly. We don't know what happens with Bix. That's why I think I'm with the choice of sacrificing his love for the greater cause of things, in a way.
You know. So
That's where I see it going.
or
I don't know what that sacrifice means. Bix is safe. Bix is dead.
you wanna know what my prediction is?
What's your prediction?
Bix kills herself.
I could see that too.
Like
The
I
way they
think
had that scene with the Fisher's laying with the gun like that too.
like I think this is where it goes. I think it goes to this like tragic story, tragic ending. It could be a hero ending, but I think she dies. Like I think that's where we're at with this.
The way she was looking in the episode 2, man, laying down with the gun, I thought she almost already did it with the drugs. Because she had a lot of
Yeah.
drugs that she's hiding from Cassian right now.
Yeah.
Like a lot. And even Luthen warned her about the drugs. Like, that is very temporary.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Like it only
So
ends the
Luthen did show a lot of
nightmares for
compassion
now.
to Bix with the drugs.
Yeah.
They'll
I,
get worse.
Luthen, I feel like Luthen's a person that like ultimately cares, but he will sacrifice you in the long term of things if he has to. Like he
Yep.
cares. He doesn't want to like ruin people. He's not gonna just throw you away for a minor thing, but he will throw you. He will throw you if he has to. And like he knows that every
Yep.
time he sends you on a mission, it's a risk. So it's weird. It's like Luthen's is like necessary evil. He reminds me of like Cecil from Invincible, like that. You know, ultimately cares, almost cares too much, but also at the same time, like will straight up kill you, like throw you in a dangerous situation and you will die. And like it's part of the cause.
Yep.
All right, I believe it's your turn for a question.
Oh, I got sidetracked with the love story, backstory thing. Oh, Mon Mothma's role.
Yeah.
What do you think she's going to end up playing in Andor here? Where do you think she's going? What happens with her? Like, what's her purpose of the story?
My question for her was like, is there any real
She's
consequence for Mon Mothma for her involvements? What is like her story? What I think,
Yeah, like she's failing a couple times now, so it's like, what's her consequences? Where's she going? What's gonna happen? Because we know she
She's
she
in.
exists
She's
afterwards.
yeah. She's in Rogue One. I assume is she still centered in Rogue One or is she straight in the Rebellion? Like she's in the Rebellion in Rogue One, right?
Rebellion. I think she gets kicked at the end. She gets
Yeah.
out of the Senate.
Yeah, I think it's the maybe like her pressure of out of the Senate of like what is her role is to yeah, I think it's more or less she's I think it's yeah, her moving out of the Senate, her getting kicked out. I think that's kind of where we're going to.
She's gonna get kicked, and it's gonna be over, right?
Yeah.
And then she starts the Rebel Alliance because of that, because she got kicked. Her revenge tour
Uh,
begins with Rogue One.
if that officially kicks off the Rebel Alliance. The other question is what happens with Luthen because he's also not in Rogue One.
Oh, he fucking dies, man. He's dead. He sacrifices himself. Bix
Probably,
kills herself. Luthen sacrifices himself.
probably.
Cassian sacrifices love or something like that.
We already
To
know
do
how
something
we
really
already
big.
know how Cassian dies.
Yeah, but we don't know his like arch to become.
Uh,
He's got to sacrifice something.
yeah,
So he
Bix.
did. He sacrificed everything for this. He
Bix.
sacrificed his brother.
Yeah, yep.
Literally everything.
Mother.
To make
I
it.
mean, mother just died. But all right, here's my big one. Then here's my big question. This all leads up to the Death Star, right? Everything on Gorman is Death Star. Like there isn't anything else, right?
Good. Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be the Death Star. 100%. It's something involved with the Death Star, which actually brought up to my next question. Is they made the hint that it's not actually an armory that they're building. They're building something else.
Hyper crystals?
Something. Uh,
No, no, no,
so
no.
I'm saying drill,
Oh,
baby, drill.
not.
I'm thinking
Oh,
to build like a.
the planet that Saw was on in Rogue One. That was the planet they were mining for crystals. What's on Gorman? What? There is a certain material that they're extracting. I forget what it's called.
Yeah, look at
I
it.
know they're extracting a mineral, but I'm just trying to figure out like what piece of the Death Star are they constructing? What mineral do they need? Because obviously the Death Star is like the size of a moon, if not bigger than several moons. Like almost a million people can fit on the Death Star. Like you're gonna need a planet worth of resources. So it makes sense for them to completely take over Gorban for the resources. It's just what are they building? Is this the material for the outside of the plane or outside of the Death Star itself? I'm just like ultimately curious. Like, what is Gorman? What's the point of this?
The rebel build on it and stuff like that they have going on too. Using that to be the catalyst in all sorts of different ways.
Mm-hmm.
So you need small planet. I think that everyone's kind of thinking it's their pivotal point too, which is kind of neat. Yeah, I couldn't find what's on it. I just tried to look it up. Like
Okay.
maybe that's the secret.
But this has to be Death Star. There can't be anything else, right?
Yeah, it's got to be Death Star build stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the whole thing. Got to be about talking about taking one planet for the energy and the power, taking one planet probably for like the material, the steel, the construction, providing jobs or whatever they're going to say, whatever it's for,
Yeah.
empire related, giving you guys tons of jobs, yay,
Uh,
that kind of thing, out of poverty.
is Cassian right for calling out Luthen the way he did? Or is he completely in the wrong there?
That brings a great debate question. It's tough. I feel like Luthen did care for Bix in that moment
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that and everything that's going on, but I think Cassian calling him out was good. I think that needed to happen. I think he's in the right.
I think he did it wrong.
Uh,
Obviously,
I
like
did it red.
he did it the
He did it
wrong
wrong.
way, but like I think you need to call him out, and I think Luthen needs to be checked. Like
Yeah, Luthen needed to be checked. Cassian did it the wrong way, but he's still, at least Luthen got a little check.
like don't
I mean, that's the way I looked at it.
like Dix is someone I love. You're gonna manipulate around me to like get at her. Like I get that piece. Like be upfront with me. You ask her for a mission, okay? At least tell me afterwards. Be straight up.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to say too with Luthen how bad that was to do. I mean, Cassian was gone because he could have came there with her there. I mean, it also kind of came off as a general checkup. Luthen has more plans too.
Mm,
Like, I think Cassian kind of did it wrong a little bit of the ways, but so did Luthen. It's like a sheer split. I think they both kind of checked each other in a way,
yeah.
checks and balances. But it was good to get Luthen some checks and balances as he's,
Hmm.
finagling the whole thing. I think that's where I feel like Cassian was kind of right to put Luthen in check, and
Yeah.
also putting Luthen and the other team in check, saying, "Hey, don't fucking steal that shit. There's something up with this.
Mm.
They're not ready. This isn't right. Something's wrong. Don't do it." And they did it anyway. And Val's probably going to come back to Luthen and something. I don't know what's going to happen there. We're just going to ask you, what does Val do now that her long lost lover has died on this mission? What happens with Val?
I feel like Vel kind of just pushes forward and kind of, I don't know. So like I read that whole thing where like she kind of just stared at like Cinta. I got the impression that she was just hollow inside. I got the impression that like she
Dead?
was, yeah, like dead in the sense of like she's seen so much death and like her loved one essentially being sacrificed to this. I see her just being soulless after this. Like I see
Yeah, I
her,
see her being broke,
yeah,
ruthless. That's what I see coming out. And I hope she was pretty ruthless with the one guy. I see her becoming out kind of like a little too hot and heavy and a little too even when she's at the cap Coruscant and stuff like that. I think like she's going to be a little too hot headed. Is the way I looked at it.
I can see that. I can see that too. I think she's gonna throw herself at work. That's kind of how I got out of it. I, I,
She plays her whole dual personalities. I think she loses one of them.
yeah.
That's my thing.
Well, I
She's
mean,
got to lose. I think she's going to lose that, Coruscant personality that she's supposed to have, and the we're rich people living a rich life. I
mm,
think she loses all that.
I agree. I agree with that. Speaking of weird shipment, what is the Empire manipulating? What is the one dude? I can't think of his name. Dreda. No, I can't. I want to look for it. So Daedra and who?
Oh,
Who's the dude's name?
he just. I don't know the dude's name, but I know his face.
I know his
like,
face
I
too.
can.
Like his face is like
Oh my
very
god, who's?
noticeable. I think I know who's this. I wrote it somewhere. So I was like, who is this person? Because I never know his name. I wrote it somewhere, something, dark side. No, I lost it. Oh, Partagaz. Partagaz? I think that's his name, Partagaz. What are they up to? Like, they're not only manipulating Cyril, they're manipulating the rebels. Like, why are they
Yeah,
manipulating Cyril?
those two are in deep evil plans. I tell you, those two together. I mean, are a pretty good combination.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the way the spyness worked and the way he can play so innocent and play like, oh, yeah, I good combination to have of characters. I honestly don't know their ultimate end game goal other than recognition and power.
Yeah.
That's all I see them wanting to be. I
Well,
mean,
well, like, so the rebels are trying to manipulate Cyril. Cyril's pretending to be the sympathizer, and there's like bigger plans, and there. It seems like Daedra and the other guy, their plan is to empower the rebels, but they're not telling Cyril of the plan to empower the rebels. Am I right here?
yeah,
I'm
that's
trying to
why you
figure
tell
out.
me if you think,
I don't know. I don't know. Like,
where's she going?
what's the point? Do you think there's a way where Cyril actually becomes a rebel? because I feel like that's the only thing I could think of. Like, why would they have a double like twist here? Why would they lie to both of them? Is this going to be like this?
Deidre becomes a rebel.
No, not Daedra, Cyril. Daedra betrays
Cyril? Oh
Cyril's
gosh.
trust, and Cyril becomes a rebel. Like that's more or less how I see it. I think of Rebels, the blonde haired dude that becomes, or the First Order, Last Jedi. Like I'm
You
getting those type of
know,
vibes
I
from
think
Cyril here.
eventually Cyril. By the way, that actor. Every time you like get a look at a photo of this actor, you're like, oh my gosh. But I kind of don't want him to ever become a rebel, just because I like Deidre and Cyril's relationship. It's
Hmm.
great. He's like a mama's boy, but not really. But
Hmm.
wants to define what his mom stands for, what she's at all the time, wants to be a leader of something. I can see him becoming a rebel at the end, or doing something to backstab the Empire. Because the way they're definitely building it up. Because the way he saw them when he approached, when like, people before him approached him, and he kind of saw what they're actually trying to do, and he
Hmm.
felt for him a little bit. Or you think he feels for him? I don't really know. Doesn't really give out that vibe, but you see him see these situations that he's in, and then yeah, I mean, I could see him becoming some sort of major backstab at the end
I
that allows gives Cassian information. I think that he
yeah,
needs.
I think Cyril gives. I wouldn't be surprised if Cyril is the one who gives Cassian some major information moving forward, probably in Arc 3 or Arc 4, and then Daedra has to kill him. Like that's where I see their like relationship going. That's where
I
I
can
would have
see
to guess.
Cyril being the one to break the Death Star's weakness. But kind of other than that weird notion of Rogue One really got I can see him breaking some sort of good, important information that led to this whole plotted scheme.
Yeah,
Makes a lot of sense. And then he dies for it.
maybe we'll
Because
see.
everybody dies.
Uh,
We know everybody dies, maybe. Except Mon
everyone,
Mothma. We know she survives. But,
maybe Bix,
I mean,
maybe Luthen. We don't know.
Vix could.
Maybe.
Vix, Luthen, we don't know. We don't see him ever, so
Watch
probably
at the end
not.
of Andor,
Bell.
we get a picture of like CGI Luke Skywalker and Luthen just being like, "Kill the Empire."
I did it.
Just retroactively put Luthen in all the movies.
Yeah, now he's also in the shadow because he was actually a Jedi the whole time.
Just, I did it,
That
guys.
shit ain't happening.
Gets a retirement
Luke is
plan.
dead. So that,
He's
which
gonna.
brings me up to
No,
my
I'm just gonna
question:
say he's gonna be at
Who?
the end of Mandalorian. He's just gonna be retired, and Grogu and Din Djarin, Mando is just gonna come up to him. I'm just saying it's gonna happen. I kind of would hate that if that happened,
I mean,
honestly.
I would kind of be okay with it.
I'd be
I don't
okay
know
with the
either, Mario.
characters meeting, but I'm like, I don't think that like I don't know if it'd be played in a well. I could just think of like
That would be my fear.
I could just think of the Mandalorian way to cheese it up a little bit with Luthen, like the nostalgic, like, aha,
This,
remember this
I
guy?
see this as solely as a giant build to Rogue One, and this is my last question: Does everyone die?
Cassian doesn't die until the end.
He still dies.
Yeah, it seems like everyone dies, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's where it seems. My last question is: Saw Gerrera is 100% crazy, right? Like there's like he's fully bought in. He's like the radical left that people think of.
Yeah, mm-hmm. Definitely.
I really like Forrest Whitaker. Like I never know what Saw like is up to because he's just so like, rah! I don't know. Like that's my impression of Saw Gerrera. He's just ready to kill whoever the fuck for the cause.
Yes.
It's like, oh, fascism? You know what? Fuck it. We're gonna blow the motherfucker up. I don't care. 10 people are
Yep.
gonna die.
Exactly.
Fuck them. We're gonna kill fascism. He's Jet from Avatar. Like he's the radical left that you think of.
So everybody dies.
I,
We have Team Death. Team Death Star.
okay. All right. All right. Here's the thing. New game. Everyone dies except for Mon Mothma, but you can only save one. You can only save one character to move on to the Mandalorian universe.
Hmm.
Who do you save? Oh, technically, Saw Gerrera survives until Rogue One.
Daedra.
You save Daedra? Okay.
Yeah.
No, hold on,
Um,
hold on, hold on. I like that answer.
I got him. I'm with it. Daedra survives.
I think the feel good story is Bex, right?
That shit.
Like I think she'd be the feel good story. Like if she is a survivor of her trauma, survivor of this rebellion, and is like an old lady telling the story of Cassian and how he was the one who supplied the information. Like I think that would be a cool
Yeah,
way to like celebrate Andor and Andor becoming like this rebellion hero. Like I think that's a cool way to end it.
that'd be a cool way to end it. Having her like tell the story.
Mm. So I think that'd be the feel good ending. I think Daedra being the last one would be fun because I think her just being the villain of like the Remnants, I think it'd just be fun to see her in that role. She would be like her and God, I'm blanking on his name. The Admiral, dude. Thrawn.
Yeah.
Like her and
Oh, her
Thrawn.
and Thrawn would be so
Like it'd be
good.
fun. It would be like those two matching wits. I mean, and then Thrawn just being like, "You're an idiot for this, and this reason." Like it would be fun them matching wits, and then Thrawn just like like, you know, over strategicing her. Like,
Or Thrawn ends up building a relationship with Daedra. They kind of know how to this too,
hmm.
right? Do we?
Thrawn.
Yeah,
Eventually, probably at some point, we have a
I
whole
would
movie.
think so.
We have a movie coming up at some point. Eventually, He's the next big bad. Thrawn. Admiral Thrawn. All right, should we get into ratings? MBC, MVP,
Let's
MBV. All right, ratings for the show.
let's do it.
I just said four-ish. I think we're in great category territory. I think this I think this arc is great, and I'm like it's building towards elite. But I think it's one of those shows like Penguin where I don't know if it's going to be elite until
That's
the end.
right. Yeah, that's exactly it. Four. I'm with 100% on the four.
Hmm.
I want to see how they wrap this up and put it together before I'm like, if they do this beautifully, I change it to like plus five even if they do this
Well, that's where I'm
as
at.
quickly as it's planned out in my head.
I'm like these are potentially elite chapters. It's just like these arcs aren't the reason where I'm like, yeah, this is fucking awesome. I'm like it's solid. It's great. It's great writing.
It makes me want to have more. It's kind of like the Penguin too. When you told me to watch the Penguin, I
Hmm.
was like, hey, okay, let's keep going.
Hmm.
Yeah, I got that same feeling here. It's like, all right, can't wait till next week. I've got to gather more information. And this, I believe, is the last season they're going to do of Andor. So
This so this
this is it.
the two shows. This kind of reminds me a little bit of Agatha All Along and the Penguin in the sense that like I think Agatha All Along was the funner show week to week, whereas Penguin at the end kind of just made the way the Penguin ended it kind of just ended on this clear message, this clear theme, where like Agatha I thought was the better show, but once it ended, I was like, ooh, I think Penguin has a more lasting impact. So now between like The Last of Us, which you're going to be on Wednesday, which I'm happy to have you, um, joining with me and Michael Schumer next Wednesday for episode 4. But like Last of Us, to me, I'm like it's the funner episode or the funner series week to week. But I wouldn't be surprised if I think Andor is the better show at the end.
Yeah, I mean, that's a very good comparison, recent comparison.
Mm-hmm.
See them the shows. So yeah, the way Penguin ended us.
Solid. Whereas like Agatha was like
Okay.
it was a solid ending, but like it didn't leave me like it didn't end with like this huge like it didn't make me go like oh yeah the ending wow it ended
It
so
didn't give
well
you
that I'm
like a
like
feeling, like the Penguin. The way the Penguin ended, you ended with like a feeling in your stomach and your heart. You're like, oh fuck.
oh yeah it just made you rethink
Yeah,
things. Whereas like I think
it made you
Andor
think
is
about all
ending
sorts of stuff. Yeah.
Andor's setting it up. I also know where The Last of Us is going, so maybe it's a little bit different. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, we'll see if they follow the video games exactly. They haven't always, but they made the good changes for the changes now that I've seen most of it, so I can't.
It made the good changes
We'll
for
see.
the changes.
They
Good,
changed up a
good,
little bit
good take there, Donald.
for good, for the better. You know,
It
good
made
changes
changes
for the good. You know what I'm talking about?
changes for the changes.
You know what I'm saying?
Are we? It's 8 o'clock. Are we old or is this too late?
I'm getting there.
I mean, I feel it. I feel it. I mean, I got gray right here. All right, NBC most valuable character.
Marion Sky, without a doubt. That guy was the coolest
He was. He was.
motherfucker I've ever seen.
I just put Cassian Andor here. I think Bix deserves some love, but I think it's Cassian. I mean, it's his show. I don't. Luthen has a moment. Cyril has a moment. Saw Gerrera. I will say for MVP, I do really like Forrest Whitaker. Saw Gerrera is my MVP. Forrest Whitaker. I just enjoy Saw Gerrera.
What news about his game speaker?
I just enjoy it.
So on Team Wallace played too good.
So you
He played
agree?
enough well.
Most valuable character is still Cassian here.
It's not Marion Sky.
I mean, sure. And
We kind of did it, yeah. I guess you could say it was Cassie. He did so well.
he did.
Stay as Marion Sky.
I think this
Nobody
gets
dictated this
interesting where it gets to most valuable villain. Because there isn't really a straight villain here, but I have 4 answers.
Most valuable villain. I'm going to go. Say Daedra. Sidious? Both of them? Both together?
All
Let's
right, so,
game up some shit.
so out of the 4, I'm questioning my one. The 4th one, I put Gorst. So I'm like, in a way, he's a villain that like got his. He's still haunting Bix indirectly.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's 4. Number 3, I did put Empire number 3. It's Daedra, Cyril, that other dude that we know the face, but we don't know the name of. I put them 3. It's like, it's hard to put either one as a villain. Like, maybe Daedra / the other dude, because they're scheming things, but they're just scheming at this moment. They haven't done anything. There's no...
Well, let me ask. I don't think there really is a villain in this arc either. There's no one that's the villain in the arc.
My number 2 is Rebels Incompetence. That's my number 2. Like, legitimately, I'm like, the Rebels Incompetence, like, killed Cinta.
Yeah.
And then my number 1 is Luthen, because he was more or less the kind of the antagonist of this arc.
Nah. Luthen's too good. I like Luthen. Luthen's a good guy. Can't be a villain. If he ends up being a villain, I'll be sad.
So, what are we doing? Is it Daedra here? Just by default, or are we going the incompetence of the
Daedra
rebels?
and Silius. I think the scheming is huge, dude.
I agree.
Don't underplay that scheming.
I am not. It's just they haven't done anything yet. There's nothing like really came up other than they let the rebels.
Yeah, we don't know what it meant. Or
who's the one dude that killed Cinta? It's that guy. He's the villain.
You can allow that to happen, but she deserved to die.
Did she?
No, but I don't think that guy meant to do it.
No.
He might have been dumb. He didn't follow the rules, all right? But he was just trying to start a rebellion.
No, I'm going him. Rebels Incompetence. By default, it's Daedra, Cyril, and them letting them win.
Not a bad choice. The Rebels Incompetence. But I'm curious to see where the scheming gets Daedra and Cyril.
All right, last little bit, and we'll call it quits. Where is Arc 3 going? How big of a time skip? What it has to be still on Gorman, right? Like the focus seems like it's Gorman for season 2.
Arc 3, I think they're going to do 6 months and 3 months. They're going to shrink the last two up.
Well, how far away are they from Rogue One?
I don't know.
I have no
Well, they got to be
idea.
further than that because they haven't built the Death Star. So maybe another year. I think a year each
We'll see.
makes sense too.
Maybe.
But,
Maybe we'll get a big one. 5 years.
oh yeah, big jump.
Big
Yeah,
jump. Maybe.
I can see him doing that too.
Do we get a major death, like another major death, or a few major deaths in Arc 3? Like Bix, maybe?
Everybody dies. Everybody dies.
Cyril?
I
Luthen?
think we'll get another death. Luthen.
Can we handle
Bix.
Arc 3 Luthen death? He's gotta make
No, he's got to save the Arc 4. He's gonna make Arc 4. He's gonna die in Arc 4.
We'll see.
Bix, I can see dying, not making it.
She's gonna be my bet. I think
mean,
she dies
honestly,
Arc 3. Val dies Arc 3.
no one dies Arc 3. They all die Arc 4.
That's just. I think one.
That's my theory.
I'm gonna say Bix. Calling it. It's my bet.
All right, place it down. $10.
All right, what, $10? Ooh, let's do something. We're gonna. You know what? We're gonna bring back an intro. Whoever loses has to do an intro. They have to plan it. They have to scheme it.
All right, let's go and do the cinnamon challenge.
The cinnamon. If that's how you want to plan it, you can do the cinnamon challenge. Just don't show the puke on camera.
We rated R. All right.
Uh, all right. So your official.
I'm gonna lose.
No one dies. No one dies in Bix. No one dies Arc 3. No one major dies in Arc 3. I'm saying Bix dies Arc 3. One person dies. Bix or Vel. Or is it just Bix?
Val gets in prison.
Okay. I'm going to say Bix,
No,
Bix dies.
None of the main characters die. A secondary prison hardship.
All right, we'll see. What if we're both wrong?
Like somebody big dies. Like
Luthen dies and Bix
Luthen?
survives.
if Luthen dies, then we both have to do it. You do the intro, I'll do the outro. We'll have to make an outro scene. This is.
All right, we'll figure it out. All right. Thank you, Donald. Andor Season 2, Arc 2, Episodes 4 through 5. This is our Fresh Takes. Fresh Takes!
Team.
It's
Team
your Fresh
Baby's
Takes
back.
here. I mean, he's pretty cool. All right. Donald Johnson, your host, Jake Sherbing. This is it. See ya.